Hi everyone. Okay, it's Saturday the 27th of June, and obviously as we approach the end of the financial year, just wanted to go through today claiming your motor vehicle in your personal return or through your business. Seems like a pretty boring thing to go through to mention pre-30 June in regard to any tax planning measures, but this one applies to almost all of us, and the ATO is on the march here, and they've changed their focus completely to a real hardline application of the law. Look, take it from us at the coalface. We're seeing this time and time again, week after week, with regard to auditing techniques the ATO are using. So it's a timely thing to discuss, mainly because so many people claim a motor vehicle in one way or the other. So look, taxpayers everywhere, they're getting their claims knocked back in full or dramatically reduced. And the main takeaway I just want you to take from today is just to receive this information and just get your records tidied up, if not already, or make a few inquiries with your accountant or our team here if you're a bit unsure about how your records are producing. So, look, two ways most people are claiming their motor vehicles. There's the cents per kilometre method. That might be apply to you if you're a salary and wage earner claiming at the item D1 in your tax return, you claim X amount of kilometres times the cents per kilometre. Nice and simple, but really important that we all remember you have to have a clear diary record to make this claim of up to 5,000 kilometres. It's when you did it and what you did and why you did it, okay? So one of the little things the ATO will do is they'll often look at your diary records, and then they might even ask for your employer's contact to ask why you had to use your own motor vehicle and weren't reimbursed, for example. So we've got to get really serious on motor vehicle claims. The ATO are driving a lot of resources here. So the other common method, particularly for all of us in business, is the logbook method. All right. So the ATO are knocking these claims back left, right, and centre. It's proving highly successful on their part, knocking back these particular logbook claims. So if you're claiming for a vehicle in your business that's not a workhorse vehicle, okay? So an example of a workhorse vehicle would be an electrician's van, for example, a bricklayer's single cab utility with a carrying capacity of greater than 1 tonne. And while we're on the workhorse, look, one trick the ATO do, everyone thinks the old single cab utility, for example, in the build industry is just a straight out commercial vehicle, no logbook required, 100% business use. It's not actually the case. That's only if it's a single cab with a carrying capacity of more than 1 tonne, and you can prove that you do need it for work 100% of the time. So one little trick the ATO use is they want you to prove that it is a carrying capacity of more than 1 tonne. So on your rego certificate, this is New South Wales rego certificate for everyone not in New South Wales, but down the bottom here, 2 numbers, all right? There's what's called the tar weight. So tar weight it's the unladen weight, okay, in simple terms. And then there's the GVM, which is the gross vehicle mass. This is the fully weighted capacity. The difference between the two is what the ATO like to term is the carrying capacity. Now, a lot of you people that might have utes, for example, go and check your rego out. We're finding a lot of them, because they're built so much stronger and with lighter product now, they actually don't carry 1 tonne. They carry 700-800 kilos, some utes. So that's just a little point for those driving utes, for example. Okay, so for the rest of us that have got a standard passenger vehicle, that could just be a normal 4-door sedan. It could be a SUV. They're all just standard passenger vehicles in the eyes of the tax office. 4 doors, predominantly designed to carry a passenger. You need a logbook, okay? So, and the logbook has to be valid. And the ATO will check and try and knock you back. It's infuriating as a tax agent when the ATO is auditing logbooks, because there's some person in some little office in Melbourne or Canberra working for the tax office, and their sole aim of the day is to go through your 12-week logbook, and they want to find a technicality to knock it back, and it's their goal of the day. And in most cases, they'll find something wrong. You've got an odometer reading wrong. You've calculated. You haven't put the trip description to their satisfaction. So timely reminder for all of us the last couple of years, particularly now going forward, got to get these logbooks right. All right, so 12 weeks required for your use. Descriptions of all your business-related travel with your opening and closing odometer, the date, why you made the trip. Don't worry about the private use, because what will happen is the opening odometer at the 12-week mark, at the 0-week mark, and then the closing odometer at the 12-week mark, that'll give you your total Ks, and you're filling in the reasons for all your work-related travel, okay? So by method of mathematical deduction, we can work out your business use, all right? But yeah, so we haven't been talking about logbooks much over years and decades, but now it's such a big claim in everyone's other expenses part of their business schedule that we need to address it now. So look, if the ATO, if they think the claim itself smells bad, they'll knock it back. If the tax office can find any tiny technicality, as I just said, they'll render it invalid. If you can't come up with the receipts and the evidence, and don't worry, they will sit there for 3 days and tick off your list of fuel, and they'll look at your fuel receipt and they'll see that there's a Coke Zero or a Powerade in there as well, and that they love excluding that as a private expense. So really important now, we get really super serious about what goes through our business records and or your personal tax return if you're claiming logbook under your personal tax return. Look, even if your circumstances have changed since your original logbook was done, ATO will question you, they'll question your employer if you're employed, they'll question you as the business owner as to what your involvement and why you need your passenger vehicle. So really important we get all that straight. I don't want to see a doom and gloom leading up to the end of the financial year, but we're just seeing time and time again with these audits the ATO are doing, all right? And you just get a random, you don't have to do anything to get an audit. Your name just has to pop up on the list. You just have to make a claim, and you're just one of the millions of taxpayers that do, and you might be unlucky enough just to get an audit. Look, and the effect of the claim can be more than just your fuel and all that. I mean, you've got to remember when we're claiming logbook, we're claiming the business percentage for fuel, insurance, rego, repairs, servicing, things like roadside assistance. Also, the big ones are then depreciation and interest. So if your motor vehicle claim gets reduced or knocked back by the tax office, quite often that depreciation interest claim on its own, if you're financing your vehicle or it's a new vehicle, can be significant. All right, so everyone, just wanted to make a timely reminder to get your end of year records organised, particularly for motor vehicle. It's the flavour of the year for the tax office. Before preparing to come and see us to wrap up your 2020, if you've got any queries, contact our team here before you come in. Or if you want to know a good way to get your records organised, if you've got your Xero, MYB, QuickBooks software, we can show you how to run and identify all the vehicle claims that are in there already if you don't know how to do that. And you can go back to your records and check and tick and make sure you've got the substantiation behind it. And if you haven't got a logbook or you haven't got a valid logbook, give one of our team a call so that you can establish that logbook, okay? You can establish it in retrospect. We have had the ATO accept that, but you need good records. So look, any queries, contact our team, all right? And stay well, everyone, and happy end of year and happy new financial year.